Today I'm gonna be telling y'all about the time I caught a shoplifter and they told me they know who I was, right? And so this is back when Keurigs like first came out, and it was a high commodity. Like everybody wanted one. They had different kinds of Keurigs you could get, and everybody and their mama wanted one. So it was most definitely on the high theft merchandise list. So I had seen this dude, and he's looking at the Keurigs, right? And we had all our Keurigs spider wrap. He immediately grabs two Keurigs by the spider wrap, and he begins to walk down the action alley going towards the GM exit doors. So the dude, he hops into the money center line, and at the time our money center was right by the exit. So he hops in the money center line. He pretends that he's waiting, to be helped. He looks around. He sees that the coast is clear. He walks out the door. By the time I get to the vestibule, he is already out in the car, loading up, and he's already in the car. So I immediately ran back to the office. I start doing what I need to do, filling out the report, making the video, and then something told me to look to my left. And I look up at my left monitor, and guess who the fuck I seen come back in? I said, oh yeah, he wanna be caught. I said, bet. His ass is mine. You feel me? Old boy comes back in through the grocery side doors. So he goes and he meets with an unknown female in self-checkout. So I immediately get on the phone with dispatch and I just let them know what happened. I'm like, look, I got this dude. He just walked out with two Keurigs. He just came back into the store, met up with an unknown female. They at self-checkout right now. Right? And so by this time, I've already made a name for myself. So I already know the response time ain't gonna be that long if they not too busy. You feel me? So about 5, 10 minutes later, as they're leaving self-checkout, I'm like, all right, look, they about to leave. They about to walk out of GM doors right now. Soon as I said that, I got two cop cars rolling up at the front. I'm like, bet. He gets in the vestibule. I stop him. I'm like, hey man, you need to come with me to the office. He's like, what? What for? I ain't got nothing. He trying to play that role. I'm like, bro, I just seen you walk out with the two Keurigs. You was holding them by the spider wrap. He just put his head down. He was like, damn. I was like, yeah, just come with me to the office, man. Everything will be straight. So we get him into the office. We get his name, date of birth, all that good stuff. And then he ends up walking out there with the officer to recover the two Keurigs that he just walked out with. So they bring him back to the office. And as we getting all the paperwork and everything done, pretty much my report is done. All I got to do is fill in the blanks, which is his name, his date of birth, and that's it. And so I gave them everything that they needed. And as they're wrapping up they paperwork, he goes, I already know who you was. I'm like, what you mean you already know who I was? He was like, yeah, my little cousin, she work up here. She work at Sporting Goods. I was like, and at the time we only had one person that was assigned at Sporting Goods because we were low staff. You know what I mean? So we didn't have many people at the time. So when I thought of who he was talking about, I was like, oh, okay, bet. All right, bet. I already knew who he was talking about. He was like, yeah, she the one who told me. I was like, okay, cool. So they wrote him a ticket. They let him go. So now his cousin, on the other hand, was now an accomplice. She was an intern, and I was waiting for her to come back. So once they left, I went back to the manager's office and I just put them on game about what just happened and what old boy just told me about his little cousin working here and how she gave me up and how he knew who I was. You feel me? And so the management team looked her up and told me the next time she was going to be here. And so the day she was supposed to be here, she didn't show up. And I'm pretty sure when he got released, he immediately called her up and was like, hey, I just got caught up, whoopty whoop whoop. They know who you is. You feel me? So she didn't show up. She didn't show back up. Now I should have still charged her as an accomplice, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I let it go. But this is why I say don't get too close because you got them type of associates who's gonna be buttering you down, buttering you up, trying to be your friend. all so they can get a game to their people or they can do the dirt themselves. You feel what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to the Eagle family. Thanks for showing y'all support. It's your boy Eagle I Miller. Till next time, raw and unscripted.